This Jaguar is a bit of a mystery. Scratched off serial number, a non-original bridge pickup, and the darkest, least metallic candy apple red finish we've seen. What we do know is that this guitar is in 1966, it spent most of its life in Hawaii, and that the owner asked us to replace the bridge pickup and get this guitar back into playing shape.
Hawaiian barbecue. That's what we call this effect. That intense sun and heat kind of cooks the clear coat in a more intense way. Here's a new candy apple red job that's really authentic and looks right, and you can see the metallic undercoat clearly. If you look right here where the pickguard protected it, it's identical to your new job right here. The metallic is just super fine. It's much finer, and because the clear coat on top of the whole color scheme is so much more yellow, it is just that much more obscured.
That's one question answered. Let's take a look at that pickup.
In this instrument, we have a non-original bridge pickup and we have the vintage neck pickup. Problem is, we don't know how they're built in terms of magnetic polarity or coil wind direction. We can test it for magnetic polarity first. So the neck pickup is showing black up, so that's south up. Now we're gonna test for phase. We have our multimeter here, and then we're going to hook up the black probe to your ground, and then the red to hot. We're gonna put this magnet down, and then when we lift and pull the magnet up, the needle will either move to the left or to the right. The bridge pickup's out of phase with Lawler. This is moving to the right when you lift it up. North up, out of phase is gonna be how we'll have to build this pickup.
Phase is all relative, so in order to make it work with the existing pickup in the instrument and be in phase, it has to be out of phase relative to what we make for Lawler pickups. While this is winding, I'm gonna prep the claw. I'm gonna Dremel it just a little bit and grind a spot where I attach the ground wire. Sometimes with vintage pickup repairs, there's a question of to pot or not to pot. This is a weird situation where we're basically making a new pickup, but we're treating it like a vintage repair. We're using parts of the original pickup, but we're also using new parts. So I think the best case scenario right now would be just to do a little dip and make sure it all works out great in the end.
With our replacement pickup made, it's time to get this Jag back into playing shape. But all this work had us curious, what's the story with this guitar?
I bought this guitar in 1979 from a friend of mine in Dallas. In 1982, I moved to Maui and brought it with me. And in 1985, I sold it to a guy I worked with. About a week later, I realized that I had made a bad mistake. So I asked him if I could buy it back. And he said, oh, I just gave it to my son for his birthday. So I knew there was no chance. I was just on Maui in April, and he was there. So we spent the afternoon partying, and he got ready to go, and he said, hey, Doug, come with me. We went out to his truck, and he opened the door, and there was a guitar case in the back seat. And he pulled the case out, sat it on his tailgate, opened it up, and he said, this is yours. He gave it back to me after 41 years. It's one of those stories about the one that got away that you never get back, but I got this one back. And it was just amazing.